Ranking every LEGO Star Wars Playscale X-Wing, not including the sequel ones. I really hate to do this, but all the way at the back at the number 7 spot, I have the OG 7140 X-Wing fighter from 1999. Don't get me wrong, this set is a classic and very iconic, but let's be real, in 2025, it's just outdated. At the number 6 spot, I have 6212 X-Wing fighter from 2006, and one thing I really like about this one is that it's based off of Episode 5 and has an Episode 5 Hoth minifigure lineup. However, besides that, I've always found the actual build itself to just be very bulky and kind of unappealing, so that's why I have it towards the back. At the number 5 spot, I have another Episode 5 X-Wing, that being 4502 X-Wing fighter from 2004. This one is based off of when Luke goes to the Dagobah swamp, hence all of the plants growing on the X-Wing itself, and it's pretty much the exact same design as the 2006 X-Wing that I just talked about. However, I think the plants growing on it gives it a bit more character, so that's why I put it one spot higher. At the number 4 spot, I have 75301 Luke Skywalker's X-Wing fighter from 2021, and this one has definitely grown on me quite a bit. I used to not like this one at all, but I've come to realize that it actually has a pretty nice sleek design in a small scale. However, still I do wish it was a bit larger, and also the nose design is inaccurate, and that's something that's always bothered me about it. At the number 3 spot, I have 9493 X-Wing fighter from 2012. For a lot of people my age, this might have been their first X-Wing fighter, so therefore it's pretty nostalgic to a lot of people, which is something I definitely really appreciate about it. However, at the same time, the build itself is actually really good too for 2012. It came out in that sort of transitional period from LEGO Star Wars, going from the classic 2000 sets to the modern 2010 sets, giving it a perfect mix of that classic and modern design, which is something I think is really cool about it. But at the number 2 spot, this might be surprising to some of you guys, but I actually have the Rebuild the Galaxy X-Wing Starfighter from 75393 TIE Fighter and X-Wing mashup that released last year in 2024. And I don't talk about this that often, but as much as I hate the TIE Fighter in this set, I think the X-Wing is beautiful. The shaping and detail they were able to pull off at such a small scale on this build has always been something that I think is really impressive about it. And then on top of that, I don't really know how to describe this in the best way, but the build just has a very classic and retro feel. I mean, obviously it's a modern design with modern techniques, but the actual build itself looks like an X-Wing that you'd see in like old Star Wars concept art or something. But then at the number 1 spot, I of course have 75218 X-Wing Starfighter from 2018, what myself and many others consider to be the perfect LEGO X-Wing. It's the perfect size for a playscale model, it's not too big, it's not too small, and then of course it's loaded with detail and has a very modern design. And in my head, it was a no-brainer to put this one at number 1.